Well, and that could mean, Tavis Smiley, the president gets caught in a pincer movement. Here you've got John McCain and Lindsey Graham saying, no, it's got to be a much more robust response. A lot of Democrats saying, we don't want to go in at all.
I think you're right about that. And I think Peggy's right about the fact that you don't draw a line, red or otherwise, and then dare somebody to cross it and then call that diplomacy. In my neighborhood, we call that playing a game of chicken. When you lose the game of chicken, you got to be prepared to do something. I think James is right as well, that every time the president wants to turn the conversation to the economy, that's what we ought to be talking about. Either he does something or something beyond his control happens that changes the conversation. But at the risk of being the odd man out, let me just add some broader context very quickly, George. Just days ago, we were celebrating 50 years since the March on Washington. And President Obama stood where Dr. King stood 50 years ago. And we honored Martin with our words in Washington. And now here we are days away from dishonoring him with our deeds in Syria. There is another side.
Here's the point. Martin Luther King.
There's another side to this. It's the issue of violence. War, Dr. King would say, were he here, is not the answer. We cannot worship at the altar of retaliation, Dr. King would say, were he here. It's either non-violent coexistence or violent co-annihilation, Dr. King would say, were he here. The only point I'm making here is that we can't, just like this is connected to Iraq, it's connected to all of our history. And we can't honor the man with our words and then dishonor him days later with our deeds.